Program is for discussion purpose only. Business Plus TV or any of our anchor does not bear any responsibility or liability towards the content.
नाजरीन वेलकम टू द मार्केट शो। आज बड़ी ही ख़ुसूसी नोयत का प्रोग्राम लेकर आपका एंकर अली नासिर आपकी खिदमत में हाज़िर हुआ है। मेरे ख़्याल पाकिस्तान के अंदर सबसे पहला इस नोयत का प्रोग्राम आपके सामने पेश किया जा रहा है, जो कि सी पैक की मौजू पर होगा और बलूचिस्तान के लिए क्या उसकी अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ हैं, पूरे पाकिस्तान के लिए उसके अंदर क्या अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ हैं, क्या क्या चैलेंजेस हैं। लेकिन आज पहली मरतबा इस तरह से होगा कि सिर्फ हम आपस में ही गुफ्तगू नहीं करेंगे, हमारे पाकिस्तानी शुरा के अलावा हमारे साथ आज हमारे चाइनीज़ जो बिज़नेस पर्सनस हैं वो भी शामिल गुफ्तगू होंगे और हमारे साथ इस बहस के अंदर भरपूर हिस्सा लेंगे, अपने तासुरात का इजहार करेंगे। तो सबसे पहले मैं तारुफ़ कराता चलूँ, अब ज़ुबान हम बदल लेंगे ताकि अंग्रेज़ी ज़ुबान के अंदर हम बात कर सकें। हमारे एक मेहमान जो हैं वो सिर्फ़ खालिसतन चाइनीज़ ज़ुबान में बात करेंगी, लेकिन उनकी जो ट्रांसलेशन है या तर्जुमा है वो आपके सामने साथ साथ हम पेश करते जाएंगे। लेकिन अंग्रेज़ी ज़ुबान के अंदर प्रोग्राम होगा और सहल और आसान ज़ुबान के अंदर होगा ताकि हमारे बहुत सारे आबादी के ज़्यादातर लोग जो उसको समझ सकें। सबसे पहले तारुफ़ कराता चलूँ, हमारे साथ होंगी मैडम ज़ियाओ चिंग यांग। वेलकम करते हैं मैडम आपको शो के अंदर। ये चेयर पर्सन हैं हुनान हुआशन जिंगन सिक्योरिटी कंसल्टिंग एंड सर्विसेज कंपनी लिमिटेड की।
अस्सलाम वालेकुम।
वालेकुम सलाम। अरे भाई ये तो कमाल हो गया, तो आगाज़ में ही हमें मुतासिर कर दिया। अच्छा, इनके साथ होंगे जनाब वांग चू साहब, जो कि ट्रांसलेटर का किरदार अदा करेंगे आज प्रोग्राम के अंदर और साथ साथ हमारा साथ देते रहेंगे। और सबसे अहम हमारे मेहमान हमेशा बहुत ज़्यादा हमारे प्रोग्राम में तशरीफ़ लाते रहते हैं, जनाब सरदार शौकत पोपलजई साहब, सदर हैं बलूचिस्तान इकोनॉमिक फोरम के।
Thank you.
With that, we start the program with new energy, new spirit. First of all, I would like to welcome you to our program, Madam Xiaoqing Yang. It is truly a privilege to welcome our Chinese brothers and sisters to Pakistan, and as always, we are very welcoming, and I hope that you would have found the same kind of love and warmth in the people of this country. I would firstly like to, you will keep on helping us, Mr. Wang Chu, in order to understand and also translate our questions to Madam. First of all, I would want Madam Yang that you tell us about your own personal journey with regard to business and also introduce yourself so that our viewers can better relate to the conversation. Yes, Mr.
他说介绍一下公司的自己的个人经历和公司的情况。
我现在创业20年，然后呢有自己的集团公司，集团公司下面有投资公司，有这个物流公司，有人力资源公司，也有互联网公司，还有一个安保公司。这一次我们主要就是以安保公司的这个业务来到巴基斯坦的。
So,
जी जनाब।
Madam Yang, she's been doing business for over 20 years, and for her Huashun company, she has logistic company, security company, and a human resources company. So the goal that she came to Pakistan this time is to doing security business here in Pakistan.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Second of all, what comes to my mind, I'm giving more time to our guests. Mr. Popalzai, I'm sure that you will be able to add to this conversation. But there is a opinion that one draws about Pakistan when you are in China. I'm sure that most Chinese, when they are there, they have a different kind of opinion. When they reach here in Pakistan, they develop a different opinion. And I'm sure it's much better than the opinion they've held in the past.
Yeah.
How have you felt since you've been here? Have you enjoyed yourself? Have you found the people very warm? Have you seen the environment being more encouraging? Have you seen more opportunities here than you had actually imagined there?
这是第一次杨总你到巴基斯坦来。
对。
在国内肯定听了各种各样关于巴基斯坦的新闻啊。
是的。
然后这次亲自到这里以后，你对这个是怎么看待这个真实的巴基斯坦？
我来巴基斯坦之前， 应该说是全中国人民都知道，中国和巴基斯坦有着深厚的友谊。那么我这次来以后，我和政府的官员以及警察，也有包括普通民众，都有一些接触和交流。那么我真切地感受到了巴基斯坦人民对中国人民的友好和情谊，这是我的第一个最深的感受。第二个呢，我们通过这一段时间的考察，我们觉得尤其是中国这个中巴走廊的建设，我觉得给两国人民都带来了非常多的机遇和这个商机。当然还有第三点就是，我们过去觉得巴基斯坦也由于这个反恐等等方面的一些原因，觉得可能会有一些不安全。但是我们来了以后，应该说比我们想象的情况要好。谢谢。
So this is the first time that Madam she came visit Pakistan, and then she felt like this is totally different than what we saw on the news, especially the foreign newspaper always report the bad event rather than showing the real Pakistan. So this is very impressive to Madam.
Very nice.
And she felt that our relationship between China and Pakistan, first, is real. It's very true, because every Chinese knows that Pakistani, we are brothers. We call Pakistani people, we call them Iron Brother. So that's what Madam feel about your people first. And second, as an entrepreneur, as a businessman, a businesswoman, she first thing, she enjoying the Pakistan market, and she felt like with the CPEC project, the opportunity, there will be many opportunity in Pakistan. So she's very confident in investing here. And third, about what the Chinese businessmen, they are always concerning about the security matter. She felt like the security, the fact is not like what we were seeing in China, but it's actually much better. But there's no doubt there's still some small security matters. But that's why Madam Yan bring her team, bring her security consulting services company to here to provide and to help Pakistan people to build a better country.
With that, I will try to take the conversation now to a different direction. And of course, we're very grateful and very happy that you're here and you've enjoyed yourself and you really liked it.
Enjoying.
But then again, our media has been not reporting our state of affairs correctly, and which I keep on insisting upon. In many programs I've said this, and because of that, a wrong image goes. But nonetheless, since China is such a good friend of ours, and like they said that we're the Iron Brothers, so they're still willing to invest in our country, and I hope there's a lot of opportunity here. With that, I come to Sardar Shaukat Popalzai. He's the president of the Balochistan Economic Forum. We just have a visual here that we're going to put on the screen right now. It's going to tell us the total outlay of investment in CPEC. It shows and outlines the investment that will be done on energy, the road network, the rail network, the mass transit project in Lahore, the Gwadar port that you must have heard of so many times. It has a small proportion, but we want this to grow. And I'm going to talk to Sardar Shaukat Popalzai about it. And China-Pakistan fiber optics, that's already underway, as you must have known, must have seen the so-called echelons of power of our country, doing the opening and doing all the pomp and show about the fiber optics project. By and large, the things that concern us the most, Mr. Shaukat, is that pertains to the road, rail, and especially the Gwadar port development. And in the Gwadar port development, the issue is we only have about $660 million. That's even less than the mass transit in Lahore. And that has been always a contention for us. I think the Chinese also want that the Gwadar port should be developed quickly and with good collaboration and expedite the entire process. But $660 million doesn't do justice to this.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. First, I would take privilege to congratulate you that you have invited first time in the history of media that a foreign entrepreneur who is a leading entrepreneur,
Yes.
you are introducing the perception of China to the people of Pakistan.
Yes.
which is very nice, and I congratulate you for that. And no doubt, I don't need to spell out relationship. I would personally like to quote a small example, if you permit me,
Yes,
my
please
personal
do.
example, that in the month of May, every May, my father used to take my hand, and he used to take me out in Quetta suburbs, and he used to say, "Son, let's go out." So after the few years walk, I questioned him that why we do go. I know he used to enjoy the fragrance, because May is the cherry blossom time, and in times to come the fruits are going to come. So with that reference, I must quote that it's a Chinese blossom time in Pakistan, that they are coming in, and we'll see a lot of projects around, and amazing projects, which will ultimately not make Pakistan a developed country, but it will develop the quality of life of our people. And as you mentioned, so many projects.
So many
I know people are worried. We have economic issues, but the future is very bright. And these are the projects which are time-consuming projects. We
Yes.
should not expect overnight change, but definitely it is going to change. The first is the energy, where the early harvest projects are coming in. Then port is already built. Gwadar port is ready. The only thing is it is waiting for the development of infrastructure in the hinterland.
Upgradation.
And inshallah, that will start up. But the amazing thing is, like Madam Yan is here, that these entrepreneurs have started coming in. They are not related to port. They are not related to infrastructure. Now entrepreneurs from different sectors, they are coming into Pakistan, which is very positive. And we really appreciate that, particularly for my province. We highly appreciate that, because they are coming in. And the most important thing is that enemy of our country who are projecting Pakistan negatively, I don't want to use it any bad language, but it's a slap on them that our friends and brothers are not stopping.
Yes.
They are coming in for their own interest, and they are coming in for our interest also.
Yes. With that, I'd go to Madam Yang, but before that, I say this very clearly: the enemies of CPEC are actually the enemies of Pakistan and China.
Yes,
Both
you're
of
very
us.
right. Yeah, I agree with you.
Right. And the expediting this project and doing it in time with the correct resources is very, very important. With that, I ask the question to Madam Yang. The issue is that China is on road to economic success. They have developed a model. They're working on that model. They thought of this, I think, 30 or 40 years back to reinvent the Silk Route through the One Belt, One Road project. The portion of that project that passes through Pakistan is called CPEC. People are very excited about CPEC. They see a lot of opportunity in it, and they would want it to be complete. What is your view about CPEC? What kind of opportunities and challenges does it present? And how do businesses look at CPEC in China?
中巴经济走廊的建设是中国“一带一路”的伟大战略上的一个最重要的一环。作为一个中国的商人，杨女士，你是怎么看待这个中巴经济走廊带来的这个机遇？从中国人的角度。
中国和巴基斯坦一直有着非常渊源非常深的友谊。我们两个国家之间原来一直相互支持和帮助。那么这一次这个“一带一路”的这个伟大战略，特别是巴基斯坦的这个中巴经济走廊的这个建设，我认为第一个，我们国家的这样的战略是非常伟大和正确的。第二个呢，这个中巴走廊的这个建设一定会这个带动两个国家的一个大的机遇和发展。第三个呢，也是更加进一步的促进两国人民的友谊。谢谢。
Yes.
So CPEC, China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, it's no doubt this is a great project, and this is the most important project through the great national strategy, One Belt, One Road. And as a Chinese, we, of course, since our relationship between our two countries, we are hoping that through this project, so we can promote our relationship even to the next stage, even better. And also with Pakistani local people, we are thinking Mr. Babazai, what he was saying, I think is absolutely right. So which maybe enemy, may I use this word, want to stop this project, there will be not okay for us, not okay for these two countries too. So what Madam Yang just suggesting that we have to bring more Chinese investor to come to Pakistan for the CPEC program.
That's wonderful. I appreciate your feelings here, and of course your ideas are very correct. The focus is there. We're just going to see a visual that shows us the layout of the major projects on CPEC. Just for our viewers and our guests here as well, there are multiple energy projects throughout the CPEC route. Primarily, it is also considered an energy corridor. We have coal projects here, coal energy projects here, hydroelectric power projects here, solar energy plants, and wind power plants. And we can see their locations very clearly on this map. Obviously, everything can be considered as fluid at the moment, since there would be some modifications in the map. And I'm sure Sardar Shaukat Popalzai is also having a look at this. You might find it of a lot of interest that we have two projects simultaneous that are one in Suki Kinari, I think in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, and the other in Qarot in Punjab, and simultaneously I think portion of that is in Azad Jammu Kashmir. These are the energy projects that they've laid down specifically. Some of these energy projects are joint ventures with other countries as well, as you can see, and others are purely with Chinese cooperation. These are the energy projects that are going to be fixed here. The maximum amount of money that goes to the CPEC is specifically to the energy sector. That's about $33.79 billion as planned initially. I'm sure that number goes up. Sardar Shaukat Popalzai, you have heard our honorable guest as well.
Yes.
What's your input after looking at these projects and after hearing their intentions to invest more and more into Pakistan?
These are correct figures, and very precisely you have mentioned everything what CPEC is. But I would see further on that.
Yes.
You know, you have to see downstream. These, if power projects are of $33 billion, so what they are going to support, that is, they are going to support agriculture, they are going to support industrialization, and ultimately they are going to improve the quality of life of the people, which is very important. So I really appreciate the Chinese side. Ultimately, they are going to invest $46 billion. So they are actually the masters. So they would take advice, but they will give advice. But in this context, I think they are giving more importance to the advice of Pakistan. What Pakistan is saying, they are doing it. Like we wanted them to develop Gwadar port. They invested immediately about $300 million, and they built the Gwadar. What I expect is in the regional scenario, the China has also done $600 billion agreement with Iran also, and Iran is our brother country. We look beyond the strategic issues.
Yes.
We are talking purely in economic sense. Same as with the Central Asian countries. One belt, one road, Silk Route. Pakistan is going to be, CPEC is going to be a very, very important artery.
Yes.
And government, that's the macro level, but at micro level, what Madam Yan is here, a successful entrepreneur, what role she can play is very important downstream, that the micro level. So we expect, like she said, that she needs more a Chinese company coming in. We expect same. And I would appreciate that gives you the economic sense, that more the company comes, more the business are established, and more the employment is created.
And our next question is going to focus on that. And I see a lot of positive vibes here. And especially with the fact that they have such women empowerment in China, that there are so many women entrepreneurs that are there, that are encouraged to head large business groups. It kind of gives me the energy to say the same things to our women here in Pakistan. They can be some of the biggest entrepreneurs in the world, and I'm sure they should start tapping into opportunities that are available both home and abroad. And I'm sure CPEC will have a lot to offer to them. Let's take a short break. Welcome back after the break. We're having a very nice and engaging conversation on CPEC, its opportunities for Balochistan and entire Pakistan. And of course, there are plenty of challenges as well. However, we will overcome them through time. Let me reintroduce my guests once again. We have with us Madam Xiaoqing Yang. She is the chairperson of Hunan Huaishun Jingan Security Consulting and Services Company Limited. And with her is her translator Wang Ju, who's doing a wonderful job translating all that she's saying, and of course our own Sardar Shaukat Popalzai, President Balochistan Economic Forum. And before going to the break, I think that we elaborated very well on the specifics of the project. Now I'd like to come to another question. Now, in China specifically, let's say, there would be many areas that you would be looking at. We were talking about the security services that you provide or your company provides, which is your line of business. However, there are so many other businesses that are here in Pakistan that provide opportunities for Chinese entrepreneurs to invest in. I would like you to highlight some of the areas that you have found that might interest you or interest other businessmen within your own fraternity or community.
在中国有很多的企业已经是非常的繁荣发达了，充分竞争。然后在巴基斯坦也有很多企业是，很多行业是值得中国投资者过来投资的。然后杨女士作为一个中国的投资商，你在目前对巴基斯坦看了一圈下来，你觉得哪一些行业，值得投资，或者是有潜力进行投资？
我在巴基斯坦已经有4天的时间，应该说有了一些比较深的一些感受。总的来说，中国由于改革开放30多年，那么让中国有了一个比较长的这样的一个发展的时机。那么在很多产业已经进入到了一个充分竞争的这样的一个时期。那么我们到了巴基斯坦以后，我们发现。巴基斯坦的这个工业应该说还有非常非常大的一个发展的一个空间比如说这个我们看到这个民众的这个住宅应该说包括写字楼应该说都还有一个非常大的一个发展的一个这样的一个空间。那么我认为呢，在很多产业里面比如说房地产的这个发展就可以带动起码50个行业的发展。那么包括其他的一些工业，我觉得巴基斯坦总的来说可以更大比例的从第一产业跨入到第二产业的这个发展。
So about your question, Madam, first she gave a small example about herself. So she said like China has been reformed the economy since 1978. So it's been over 30 years already, and many people they become successful through this national opportunity. So what we are saying is now Pakistan is facing the same situation, the same reform, the same economic reform here, which is the CPEC, China-Pakistan economic corridor. So what and also Madam, she said this is the fifth day we came to Pakistan, and we already seen many field, and what we saw is she saw many people still demand the place to live. For example, the real estate industry.
我觉得巴基斯坦应该抓住这个中巴走廊的建设的这样的一个伟大的机遇。然后把自己的产业做一个升级。
So Madam was suggesting that as Pakistani local people, we have to grab this opportunity of CPEC and to upgrade our traditional industrial, for example, the primary industrial, the agriculture, to upgrade this to the secondary industrial, the manufacture. And also she gave an example about real estate. She said this industrial real estate business will impact on at least 50 other industrials. For example, the construction materials and many other like transport, the road, the construction, many other opportunities. So she's suggesting that our Pakistani people, we have to grab this opportunity.
That's a very interesting area that you want to explore. Of course, in the break we were talking about the specifics and of course the benefits of the security services industry that exists in Pakistan. But in addition, I've heard that about your interest in real estate, and I'm sure that other Chinese would also have similar interests. The reason is that Pakistan and China share this also a common interest in real estate and property development. China, however, has moved much forward in this, but they tell us that there are a lot of opportunities that exist with the allied industries development. Sardar Shaukat Popalzai sab, a couple of words about Pakistan's security industry and its improvement, and of course then I would also want you to extend on what Madam Yang said about real estate development.
First thing about the security, I think China's security sector is much advanced, and I believe much advanced than the Europe even. So it's a great opportunity for.
And I think I just want to clear this in the minds of our viewers that we're talking about physical security systems.
Yes.
We're not talking about financial securities.
I think
Just want
better
to
we use a
Safety.
step towards security
Yes.
threat. That,
yeah.
that will be more appropriate.
Yes.
So they have wider sector. One is the physical security, that is the human resource they use. Second is the technology they use. And their technology is very advanced, like surveillance, walk-through gates, sensors, and I've seen they're much advanced.
You've seen quite a few
The,
brands.
the
from China
best
coming in.
opportunity is that government should give access to the Chinese companies so that our companies could learn from them for the training of HR and for the application of technology, which is very, very important. Now time has come.
Now we have this rather old, or I don't want to use the word redundant, otherwise people will get scared, but some of the stuff that we're using to detect explosive materials or otherwise has been rejected by the world as being inefficient. I think we need more latest technology from China or from the security industry overall that can detect all these things better, that can improve this, like you said, walk-through gates that are more efficient, more effective, with new weapons coming in that has fiber or advanced equipment that's used instead of the guns that are made out of metal. I think they use ceramics or other materials that can also be detected by the new material or new equipment that's been made.
Unfortunately, it's very difficult in Pakistan because of not much of the capacity to do due diligence and audit the security sector. That is, now you must have seen many times, it happens all over the world. I mean, I would not blame our security sector, but sometimes the guards, they go into criminal activities. Sometimes the official agencies fail to get the forensic evidence out of the technology. So this is the place where we can get support from the Chinese companies, as technology as well and the HR training as well. But the government has to step down. Unfortunately, our government is very slow in adopting those international standards and measures. They have to adopt and let the private sector take up. Ultimately, the day private sector takes up, the things will be much easier for the official quarters. And our paramilitary forces, our policing will be free from the micro level, and they will be able to face the strategic challenges we are facing in Pakistan. This is very, very important.
That's very essential. I'll tell you a real experience. That is that when I went to China, I experienced that there was not a single place where they stopped me for a physical check. They had equipment in place that checked the luggage, not once, many a times. There were no canine units or sniffer dogs that were running around us to check us, but we could notice that there was a lot of equipment that was installed on the airports, domestic and international, that was subsequently checking what we were carrying, and we did not face any problem with physical interaction with the guards. There is a language issue, so we never had an issue of this sort. I think that's mostly because of the equipment.
Yes, yes, it is.
Right? So just going to have another view or another visual or chart in front of us that's going to tell us about the road network that's been built through the CPEC. And this is also one of the major portions of CPEC when it comes beyond, when we move beyond energy. When we move beyond energy, then it's infrastructure. We have some of the infrastructure projects that pertain to road transport, that is right here. You do understand, madam, that we have the Karakoram Highway construction. That is a major construction project in taking place in Pakistan with Chinese collaboration. That was done previously as well, but now it's been reconstructed. It's in the north of the country, the northern border, that I would assume would be running to Urumqi, I would assume, the city which we are connecting, with China offering concessionary loans to finance about $1 billion here. And then we have the Gilgit-Skardu road. There's a portion we had amicably given to China at one time, which is known as Aksai Chin. That's a portion of the disputed territory that exists between Pakistan and India. But since Pakistan and China enjoy very good relations, we were able to resolve this dispute. We have another visual here that tells us about the energy production that will be done through the CPEC project. It shows that about 16,400 megawatts of additional electricity will be produced through the projects that we had highlighted in the previous visuals before. It shows us about 2,400 kilometers of the trade corridor that would be between Kashgar, that is a Chinese region, right to Gawada, which is here at the lowest, I'd say, portion of the CPEC. Upgradation and modernization of the Karachi-Peshawar railway track, that is part of the rail upgradation project. The establishment of new economic zones in all 4 provinces and regions, which will be highlighted through time, I'm sure, and the development of the port infrastructure and construction of the new airport at Gawada. We have to tell people about these dynamics so that they get to know about it. The CPEC benefits for Pakistan, many say, strategic and economic trade routes, of course, development of the infrastructure, development of FATA, KPK, Baluchistan, and let's not miss out GB, Gilgit-Baltistan, and a lot more there. That these are the general benefits regarding GDP and the trade that takes place between both the countries. Real estate and construction, something that we really like in Pakistan. We're very interested in that portion. But we're also interested in a few other things. Now, when Chinese come to Pakistan, our primary interest, like all good business people, is to look at the opportunities that would be created in the fields of investment, that could be in the finance sector as well. We see some Chinese banks taking interest in doing business in Pakistan with a view of CPEC. Of course, after that, let's not miss out, there are quite a few industries that suffer in Pakistan, primarily textile. And I don't know whether the Chinese would be interested, but we need a major BMR exercise here. Otherwise, our textile industry may not survive in future. That can only be done in collaboration with the Chinese. And of course, we need employment generation. Let's not forget, China might be the most populous country in the world, but we are the 6th most populous. We have more than 200 million people right now, I'd say, roughly, till the census is conducted. So I'm sure Mr. Wong knows a little bit about the background here because he'll be doing a little bit of study. It seems like he's a student. But what's your view about this, Mrs. Yang? Madam Yang.
现在巴基斯坦有很多行业正在这里面临着要转型升级的问题，比如他们的一个传统优势行业，这个纺织行业，目前也是面临了一个瓶颈，就不知道未来如果不转型的话，很可能这个行业到以后就会消亡。所以他问杨女士，你是怎么看待这个事情？你觉得中国企业和这一些传统行业有什么合作的机会？同时，还有一个我们也提一下，感谢一下那个巴基斯坦这边的对我们中国人提供的安保力。谢谢。
我昨天去逛了一下商场，那个还买了2套巴基斯坦的服装，感觉到非常漂亮。那么我觉得这个作为一个巴基斯坦的这样的一个布料行业，一个传统行业，如果说它的转型升级的话，我觉得可能从2个方面可以去探索。第一个呢，就是它的这个技术，纺织技术，我觉得还可以和世界的一些技术的这个进行一些这个融合。第二个呢，就是在产品的这个做一些改良，可以符合其他国家的一些审美， 不仅仅是巴基斯坦的民族的这种审美，如果能够这么漂亮的面料，如果能够结合比如说中国人的这个审美，那么应该说在中国会有非常大的市场，这样。
So, Madam, she gave an example about yesterday that we've been to shopping in Karachi city, and of course, by the way, I have to say that we are very appreciate that the Pakistani government and our police officers, our security guards, security agencies, they provide us very thoughtful security arrangement to protect us, protect Chinese investor, which gave us a lot of confidence to come back here again and to invest here. So just wanted using this chance to say thank you to all the people who support us here. And also Madam was saying about the textile industry, especially. She looked around in the shopping mall, and she felt like there's a two-way that we can cooperate maybe in the future. The first is technology, because now for the traditional industry, textile, many factories maybe they're still doing in the old way, traditional way, and with the high technology now, people can produce much more products every day, and also with the better quality. So Madam said we can emerge this technology. We bring the technology from China and to see if we can work together, if that's okay. And the second is to upgrade the designing, the concept of the textile industry. For example, to design more and more styles of the textile product for other countries, not only focus on the Pakistani market.
It's been a pleasure talking to you all. It has been an amazing experience, I think, for our viewers as well, who've never had first-hand interaction with Chinese investors on television. They've been hearing a lot. President Xi has been here, and there's been a lot of excitement from last year since he came here. They are organizing the G20 in their own country, in Hangzhou, I assume.
Hangzhou.
And that is a huge event. And I am very grateful to all my guests here, and would also like to congratulate the Chinese people on achieving such landmarks every day. And I'm sure the CPEC project will be on its schedule, and I hope that it will get completed on time. I would like to say thanks to Madam Xiaoqing Ching, Yang Wang Ju, and of course Sardar Shaukat Popalsai. Thanks for coming on the show and giving us such an informative session. Yes, a last word from you, Madam. Just a last word if you want to say something.
Yeah, Madam just want to press her thanks. And
thanks. Thank you.
非常感谢，非常。
It's
thank
been
you
a
very
pleasure. We have run out of time, unfortunately. And with that, I would like to conclude the program today. You can send us your response through our social media networks, that addresses that are available to you after every bulletin. So thanks a lot for watching the program. See you again.